Hi, my name is Rob. Nice to meet you. I just pressed record on my phone, so I'm recording this video with my phone. That is the hardest thing to do if you've never done it before. This is not my first time, so it was a little more than a year ago that I did this for the first time. That is, recorded myself just talking to the camera without a teleprompter, without a script. I do have some notes here, and I'm going to share with you my setup here, how I'm doing this. Just to show you how simple it can be. But the whole point of this video is to talk about your first YouTube video, how to make your first YouTube video, and what it feels like. I completely get, and I understand because I've been there, how hard it is to start. Pressing record and then just sitting down and knowing what to say. There's a fear that you're going to mess up and you're not going to remember what you want to say. And I get that. You can help that by just including some notes. So I have some notes taped to my tripod right below my camera, and my camera is my phone. The only special gear I'm using here is I do have a decent mic that I spent some money on, and my phone is on a small tripod. Other than that, the phone is the phone that I have, and that's all you need to record. But yeah, no, the fear is that I'm going to mess up. I'm going to make mistakes. But the thing is, if you make mistakes, it's okay. You can either cut them out or you can leave them in. And the first time I ever did that was, I don't know if scary is the right word, but not knowing how people were going to react, I guess, was how I was feeling. But what ended up happening was that resonated with people, because then people could see that it's okay to mess up, that, oh, if he's messing up, then it's okay for me to mess up too. So I think that's a valuable lesson. So for that reason, I'm leaving any mess ups in. So hopefully there's not too many, but so yeah, I do have some notes here. I understand it's hard. You want to be perfect. So that's the other thing. If you haven't done this before, then you want to make sure you're framed properly. Okay, you want to make sure the coloring is okay. You want to make sure your audio is going to sound okay, and you might just be tempted to try it many times and not be totally satisfied, so you make some changes, then you try it again, and just trying so hard to get things perfect. I've got news for you. There is no perfect. Perfect will never come. If you wait for perfect, even if you're trying really hard to get perfect, it's not going to come. There's always going to be things that you wish you had done differently. So knowing that, just press record, talk to the camera about whatever it is you want to talk about in your videos, and post it online. Post it. That is what's going to start the ball rolling for you in learning, okay? Not so much the research and the YouTube videos that you watch, but actually seeing that you've posted a video, watching it through critically, because you're going to be the biggest critic of all, and you'll learn. You'll notice things that you don't like. It's like, oh, I hate the way I sound. Well, try to fix it for the next one. Oh, I don't like the framing. Try to fix it for the next one. Remember that your first several videos aren't going to matter in terms of the future growth of your channel. Your future growth is going to come later. Okay? It's very rare for your first video to be the one that takes off. And if that does happen, then what? What will you have learned, really? Probably not much. You're then going to try to recreate that every single time, and it likely won't work. So yeah, that doesn't usually happen anyway. So your first several videos don't matter. All they are for is for you to practice getting better at this. And the only way for that to really take effect is if you actually post the videos, right? And then you'll learn from them. So right there, I just cut out a little section where I glanced at my notes. You wouldn't have seen that because I cut it out. But that's an example of one thing that you can do. If you forget what you were going to say, you can glance down at your notes. If you just tape them to your tripod and then kind of restart your mind and get ready again, look at the camera, and then start talking again. So that's just one example. But what I wanted to talk about next was how to do this, like how to actually make your first video. So there's some decisions you got to make, and I want to go through these. I got three written down. The first one is, are you going to sit, are you going to stand, or are you going to walk? Okay, 3 valid ways to make videos of yourself talking to the camera. Right now I'm sitting in a little stool. I have my camera set up on a tripod, and I've chosen to make this video this way. Other times I might stand, and if I stand, there's a boat out there. If I stand, I'm going to likely, I mean, you could use a tripod, but for me, I'm likely going to use something like this, a selfie stick that I can hold on to, and my camera would be here, my phone, and I'm going to hold it like this and stand and talk like this. If I'm going to walk, same thing. I'm going to use something like this, and I'll go for a walk. Okay, so decide how you're going to do it, right? And then kind of intentionally pick your location, and then just do it. Some advantages with walking is that your background is going to be changing a lot. Or if you're standing, right, but maybe not stationary and you're kind of moving around a bit, if you're holding a selfie stick like this, then your background is going to be changing. Okay, that's great, because that means you don't have to put in B-roll to a sitting shot, like I'm sitting right here. If you find this boring, or if I think this is kind of a boring video, I would put B-roll in to try to keep your attention. Okay, but if I'm standing and moving around or going for a walk, then the background is changing. There's less need to put in B-roll to try to keep people's attention. Okay, so think about that. But I'm not trying to say you should only make walk and talk videos versus sitting down videos. I think a good mix is good. You can mix it up. But for your first video, just make that decision. You have to make that decision. How are you going to do it? You're going to sit, are you going to stand, or are you going to walk? Once you have that decision, glancing at my notes here, the second thing I wrote down is tripod or selfie stick. Okay? I don't love the idea of just holding onto your phone and then holding onto that. It's just harder. You're going to be closer to the shot. It's best if you can have a selfie stick like this. You can get it a little bit farther away from you if you want. Practice and have a look at what your framing is like. Press record, turn around. I can't demonstrate because my phone is right there. And then do a little test video, right? You're talking, I'm going to hold it like this. Is this good? And then turn it around, stop, play it back. See if you liked the framing. See if you were even in frame. Because you may not have been. If you're using the rear camera, which is what I suggest you do, it's a way better camera, then you're not going to know if you're in frame. Okay, so turn it around, have a look. Yeah, I was pretty close. And pretty close is good enough. You don't have to be perfectly framed for a walk and talk video at all. Okay, so yeah, you want to make sure, or make that decision, tripod or selfie stick. The last thing, notes or cue cards. Okay, so I've got notes on a piece of paper taped to my tripod, and I'll insert B-roll showing this, and that's what I'm able to refer to. If your video is going to be, say, any longer than 2 or 3 minutes for me, I need notes to refer to. Maybe 5 minutes. Okay, this video, I don't know what it's going to end up being, 15 minutes maybe. You can let me know if I hit the mark or not. Yeah, for a video that long, I typically need notes to refer to, especially if there's several sections or different topics I want to talk about in the video. I just want to be able to glance at my notes and see the title, and then I can continue talking about it. Okay? So I guess the last thing, I said 3 points, but there is something else. You have to decide on your equipment, all right? Phone or camera and microphone. Video and audio. You have to capture video, you have to capture audio. So how are you going to do that? You could just use your phone to capture both, okay? You could use a camera to capture both, right? Like a Canon or a Sony camera, whatever. So whatever you have is what I would suggest. For your first YouTube video, use what you have. I think an iPhone, doesn't have to be an iPhone. I use an iPhone. A mobile phone, whatever kind you have, iPhone, Samsung, Android, whatever. If you have one of those that's less than, say, 5 or 6 years old, that's all you need, okay? For video anyways. For audio, it's going to depend on where you're filming. If you're filming outside and if there's any amount of wind at all, then the microphone on a phone is probably not good enough because wind is going to get in there and kind of mess up the audio. Okay, that's why I would suggest if you have a limited budget, If you have any amount of budget at all to spend on this whole YouTube thing, I would put your money into the audio. Get yourself a mic. All right. I'd even go so far to say is a mic is the only thing you need to spend money on. Well, tripod. This is a perfect one because this is not only a selfie stick, okay, but it is also a tripod. If I can just open this up here, right? It can be a tripod like this. So this is both. It's a little flimsier as a tripod if it's fully extended, but it does the trick, and it's 25 bucks is all this is. So yeah, spend some money on that. And this will do both, walk and talk, or, you know, I could set it here and it could be the tripod that I'm using here. And it comes with a phone adapter like this, okay? And then spend money on a microphone, all right? You don't have to spend as much as I did. This is a really good mic. I think it's a couple $100s or more even, DJI mic, but I highly recommend it. If you don't have that kind of money to spend, then, you know, for less than 50 bucks, you can get a lav mic that would come with a wind guard like this, and it just plugs into your phone. And you could run that wire through your shirt and then plug it into the phone. I'm only around 3 feet away from my phone, and those wires are usually 10, 12 feet long. All right, so you could do that, and that would guard against any wind noise. The audio won't be quite as good as this, but good enough. All right, so yeah, decide on your equipment, and then you're ready to go. So then all you have to do is press record, which is what I did at the start of this video. So I tried to start this video just to kind of show you the process that I go through as best as I can. Press record, sit down, start talking. Now, there was a couple times when I did this for this video, there were a couple of false starts. Like I started to talk and I got messed up and I stopped. And I started over again and I was messing up and I was tripping over my words maybe, or whatever I was doing. I didn't like the way I was starting the video. So, but did I stop the recording? No. I kept it going. I stayed here. Now, a couple times I stood up again and sat back down because I wanted to show like setting the stool in place and whatnot. But my point is, once you hit record and you're in place, and you know, because you've done some tests that you're going to be framed okay, just let it roll until you've finally said what you want to say and you're okay with what you think you said, or what you said, you think you're okay with it. All right? Don't worry about being perfect. Leave mistakes in. Don't worry about being perfect. You're probably not going to be perfect. This video is going to be far from perfect. I can already tell. And I'm going to put some bloopers at the end of this. It's another idea, another suggestion for you. If you want to have some fun with this, once you've edited your video, you can take that beginning section where you were messing up a lot, cut it off, put it at the very end of your video, and kind of edit some bloopers in. And I can help and show you how to do that. I do that sometimes. It's fun, and it keeps people, it helps people relate, actually. It makes you appear more real, because you are real, right? It just shows what you went through to make the video, and if others are wanting to do the same thing, that's valuable information. Like they enjoy to see that. I'm assuming that you would love to see how I tried to start this and didn't mess up. Maybe not all of you, but some of you. The comments that I've received is that some people like and enjoy the bloopers. So yeah, glancing at my notes again, what's it like? So this is what this video was going to be about, but I feel like if I just talk about what's it feel like to film your first video, maybe that's not enough for a video by itself, but just kind of at the end of this video, let me talk about this. What does it feel like? Well, I can tell you what it feels like beforehand. Before you do that the first time, I'm assuming you're anxious. You're nervous, maybe. Not everybody, but this is what I felt. I was anxious because I wanted it to be good. I want to be successful at this. I wanted to be successful. So I was worried that I wasn't going to be perfect. I was going to mess up. There was going to be mistakes. I was going to forget what I was going to talk about. All this, I'm worried that I'm not going to be in frame, that my audio is going to cut out or not be crisp, not be good enough. The picture's not good. All these things. There's all kinds of things that you worry about before you start. But I can tell you that the more you study this stuff and the more other people's videos like mine that you watch, to try to learn this stuff, all the technical side of this, the more you do that without actually trying it and doing it, the more confused you're going to make yourself. So I would say confusion is another part of it. Uncertainty is what you're going to feel. And just overall anxiousness. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be, perhaps you're going to talk in a way that you don't normally talk. Like your voice might be elevated, your volume, or you're just going to sound nervous or sound excited. Hello, crows. How you doing? Good. So yeah, that's how I felt before. And then when you're actually doing it, how do you feel when you do it? When you actually hit record, those nerves aren't going to go away. For me, the first time I did it was just over a year ago, and the nerves were with me throughout that whole process. And they're not going to go away, and that's not a bad thing. Being nervous is fine, and you have to remember. And this is what took me so long, 3.5 years of me making videos before I finally realized that I don't have to be perfect. But I almost came into it, it was an accident. Like when I discovered that I don't have to be perfect, it was because I sat down and hit record and made a video like this. All right, I didn't realize that it was okay to not be perfect until I did that, and until I saw the results of that video, which were off the charts. Okay, that's what people wanted, and I realized that only then. But I had spent 3.5 years trying to be perfect, using a teleprompter for my intro so it would be perfect. I didn't want to forget what I was saying, the outro. I just wanted everything to be perfect. I wanted it to look good. And, I wasn't getting the views that I wanted to. There's forest fires around here, so there's planes and stuff. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you're not going to realize it until you actually press record and sit down and do it. You'll feel what you feel, okay? But when you're done and you press, if you stand up and you stop the recording, the feeling you have then, or initially what I felt was, okay, I think that was okay. I think I've recorded it. Now you go edit it, right? So I guess it was, you come down a little bit, like, exhale, relax, it's done. Today, a year later, the feelings are a little bit different. It's more like, okay, good, I got that done. Like there's a little more confidence now. But the first time I did it, the confidence level wasn't there. I still was a little unsure. It's like, oh, you know what? I didn't say that. I didn't say this. There were some things I missed. But you know what? I just went with it, and I went into my office, or I was actually already in my office, and moved the files over to my computer, and then I edited the video. But I can tell you that video did really well, okay? And now, because I did that, and because I learned that it's okay not to be perfect, and that you just do have to press record, like Sean Cannell says, you just got to press record, it is so true. It is so true. Warts and all. Right? You're not going to be perfect. So stop trying to be perfect. Just press record. You will feel a sense of accomplishment. Okay? You've accomplished something, and you should be proud. You should be proud when you stand up from doing a recording and when you post a video, right? Now, last thing I want to say is when you do post that first video, and you have to post that first video, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, whatever you think actually doesn't even matter. So remember that. What you think about your own videos doesn't matter. What matters is what other people think. All right? Now, you're going to watch your video back, so yeah, you're going to want to, what you think does matter in a sense that you're going to notice some things that you wish you had done differently. But instead of wishing you had done them differently, just do them differently on your next video. All right? Don't waste too much time or spend too much time staring at your analytics of this first video. Just let it do its thing. You should start focusing on your next video. Like what's the next thing you want to talk about? Okay? And work on that video. And try to incorporate some things that you learned from the video you just posted, some things you wish you had done differently, just do them differently on your next video, right? And, set up your set like this and decide how you're going to film it. Maybe if you did a sit-down video like this with your first one, maybe your next one is with a selfie stick and you go for a walk. Okay? Mix it up a little bit. Try different things. And that's a way to figure out what works best and what doesn't work, right? And you know, like maybe this week a walk and talk video might work best. Maybe next week it's my sit-down video that might work best. You never know. But yeah, so just do it. I don't know what else to say. That's what, okay, yeah, I've got one more point here that I wrote down. I didn't want to forget this because I like the way it sounds. I said be proud, right? Be proud of your accomplishment when you actually film a video. But to take it a step further, just to drive home this point, 99% of people who want to start a YouTube channel never start, okay? And that is not a scientific number. I don't know where I came up with that. It's may not be accurate, but I think it's got to be pretty close. Most people who want to do this don't do it, okay? So recognize that. When you sit down and actually record yourself talking to a camera and then post it on YouTube, you're in the 1% of people who actually took action and did it. So you need to be proud of yourself for doing that. And I'm proud of you. If you can do that, I'm proud of you. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say in this video, so I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to include a couple bloopers at the end of this. There wasn't that many, actually. It didn't take me that long to get this one started. But the next video I'm going to make is going to be on storage and backups for content creators. And I'm only saying that because this video was born from my live stream yesterday. I ran a poll and I asked the viewers of my live stream, what do you want to see me make next in terms of my next video? And I gave 4 choices. This one with 29%, storage solutions for content creators, was second place at 28%. It was a close second. So I'm going to make that video next. It'll be up in the next couple of days. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, leave them below. I'd love to hear your story, the first time you pressed record. Or if you haven't pressed record yet, do it. How about you go press record and film yourself and then comment below and let me know how it went. I'd love to hear it. All right, so again, my name is Rob. If you're new here, welcome. It was nice to meet you. I hope you find this helpful. If you're a returning video, I hope you find this helpful as well. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. All right, see ya. Oh, okay. Oh, I want to show you, I'll show you my setup here. Let me just take this phone off. I'm still recording. Okay, so that is the setup. There's my tripod with my notes. And this is what I was looking at right here. All right, so my notes, I didn't have this selfie stick here, but so yeah, my little stool and my tripod and my notes that I was referring to. So that's all you have to do. Just have your notes taped to the bottom of the tripod. That's how I attached my phone to the tripod right there with this. Yeah, so that's how you do it. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Test. Hi. So I just pressed record on my phone. Not the first time. Our mind plays. Test. So I just pressed record on my phone and I'm now making a video. And that first time I understand is the hardest time